What's going on, people? What is going on, man? As you already know, it's unfortunately that we have seen the Falcons go down to the Saints once again this year, 21-18. What is everybody's thoughts on this, man? How did y'all feel about? Let's just get straight into it. What was your takes out of this game, man?
Look, I'm gonna say this. Let me change my screen right there. You guys see that? It says protect the damn ball. I don't know why we're still talking about this. The same player, and it's all this. Just go down. When you got that many people around you, Drake London, stop trying to do too much. We know you 6'4". We know you 220 pounds. We get it. But these little guys are being taught to go at the ball. So before I get everybody else get their opinion, I want to just go over some numbers, man. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty because I think everybody want to talk about this. But let me get these numbers for the Atlanta Falcons. Desmond Ridder, 13 to 26, 97 yards. Got sacked 4 times. Tyler Allgeier was an absolute monster. 17 carries for 139 yards, 1 touchdown. Cordero Patterson, 50, 38 from Drake. Caleb Huntley didn't get a lot, but Drake London had a big game despite the fumble. 7 catches, 70 yards. The Saints had an okay game. Taysom Hill and Andy Dalton combined for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. They had 134 yards rushing. But what it calmed down to, man, Drew always state this one thing, man. It's always those 3 or 4 plays that really, it caused you to win and lose games. This team, they fought back. Drake London, like he got off to a fast start. Desmond Ridder kind of got off slow. And we got a lot of people that were kind of upset. I don't know why they expect more from what they did. He's a rookie. You're going to have those bad throws. He had some terrible throws that could have been a lot worse. But what I like most of what I saw from Ridder, he knows where his number 1 target is. I don't think people get that. He knows where his number 1 target is. One of the biggest things concerns with Marcus Mariota, everybody was wondering why the hell he's not throwing the ball to Drake and why he's not throwing the ball to Pitts. Well, we can't say that about Desmond Ridder. He knows where his guys are. At this point in time, he needs to work on, continuously going through his reads. I saw confidence. I knew exactly. He commanded the huddle. And you can see him extremely vocal. That's something that I'm really excited about as far as him being a quarterback and learning the offense and learning the defense. But like I said, one of the things I like about him, he was not gun shy when it came down to trying to fit those balls into those holes, man. That's what you want your quarterback to be. You don't want him to be gun shy. If he is throwing and he's throwing into those tight spaces, I like that. Give your receivers opportunity to make plays. We saw Drake London steal a few plays from the DBs and linebackers. And like I said, I just want our quarterback to be confident. And for a guy going into a hostile environment, I'm really impressed with what I've seen from Drake London. What do you guys think from that, man?
You hit the nail on the head, Mike, when you talked about the 3 to 4 plays. You know where I was going with it. The 3 to 4 plays in the game that changed the game. We saw it today, that fumble by Drake London. You can't do that in that situation. And this have been a reoccurring theme for this 2022 Atlanta Falcons team as far as missed opportunities, blown opportunities. I mean, we see it every week, and it points to how young of a football team we are. we're developing these guys, and this football team is young. It's frustrating as a fan, but also I understand that we have to be patient. I talked about patience with Desmond Ridder. We can't expect it to start overnight. All those people that said, I just want to see what Desmond Ridder can do. Well, y'all saw what he can do. He completed, I think, 13 passes, something like that. You've seen what he can do. It didn't look much better than Marcus Mariota. I don't want to go harp on that because Marcus Mariota went on injury reserve, so I don't know if that was going to happen regardless of whether he got benched or not. But I'm going to be patient with the kid. I mean, he showed poise. I thought after he threw that interception to Alontae Taylor, I thought he was going to be rattled after that. But he seemed like he moved on to the next play. Just like a cornerback, how they tell you got to forget what just happened. You would, if you just turned the game on after he threw that pick where they called it back because he didn't get 2 feet in bounds. To me, he shook it right off, went right back out there, and we went down and scored a touchdown. That's what I wanted to see, how he was going to respond to making that mistake. Was he going to hold his head down, or was he going to go out there and continue to fight? And I showed that he fought. He fought all the way through, even when it came down to the clutch situation on that 4th down. He put the ball on the money to Drake London. Drake London fumbled the ball. He did his part. We had the 1st down. Drake London, for whatever reason, didn't get down. He was trying to fight for more yards or just running, not being aware. And that's why I say he's a rookie. You could tell that was a rookie mistake. When you're in the middle of the field, you got bodies all around you, linebackers, safeties, corners. You got to be aware where you are. So in that point, once he caught that 1st down, he should have just went down to the ground, or he should have covered the ball with 2 hands. If you guys see how he was running like he was out in the open field with the ball. He didn't have the ball protected. So at the end of the day, I'm not upset with this team. This is what I expected to see out of a rookie quarterback. This is what I expected to see this season for this young football team. Nobody thought that this team was going to be, make a playoff run. We're playing meaningful games in December. That's all we could have asked for as fans. Even though I'm frustrated because I like to win, at the end of the day, who likes to lose? These guys, you seen Drake London on the sideline after making that fumble. He was distraught. Like, he looked the same way he looked when Khalil Mack snatched the ball from him. So this is the 2nd time this year where he's fighting for extra yardage, or he's making that rookie mistake of not being aware of where he's at on the field. So that's something that, Drake London is going to have to work on. But as far as this team, they fought. I mean, for us to lose Dean Pease at the beginning of the game, and for I think Frank Bush was calling the plays, the defense stood up when they needed to stand up. You can't ask for nothing else. I mean, Rashaan Evans, big sack in a crunch situation. Like, these guys played a solid game. We've given ourselves a chance to win pretty much every game. You saw it on the screen. They brought it up like 6 or 7 games, all come down to the last possession. So that's all I can ask for as a fan. I know we're frustrated. I'm upset that we lost, especially to the Saints. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. These players are getting playing time. They're out there trying to develop, and they're doing it in competitive games. These games are coming down to the last drive of the game. So that's all we can ask for.
LT, you there? What you got, bro?
All right, so
before you say that, I want to get something out right quick. Before you say that, I think you're gonna laugh on this. Your boy Dakota just threw a pick 6, so I just wanted to say that. So the Cowboys lost.
That's first of all, that's why I had y'all muted, because I was looking at that play. Because
man,
that and listen, the Falcons might have lost, but that's not consolation for the Sunday Cowboys losing. But with that being said, Ritter to me played, in my humble opinion, a phenomenal game. Yeah, he had some mistakes here and there, but we all expected that as a rookie. What was impressive is this was Desmond Ritter's first NFL start going into against a division rival or arch rival into their building with a playoff berth on the line, with a playoff berth in division title on the line. He had a lot on his shoulders today. The first couple drives started off shaky, of course. But as the game progressed, he showed poise. He showed that he was a leader. He showed a lot. Like I said, he made some mistakes here and there, but like you said, if you turned the game on after that, the interception that was called back, he didn't look like a rookie no more. He played very poised. He made the right throws. He made the right reads. If he saw opportunity to run, he did. He played phenomenal in my opinion, and that's why I'm excited to see him in the future because of how he handled things today. Trust and believe. Anybody can tell you it is not easy playing in New Orleans. It is not. By no stretch of imagination, it's easy to play in New Orleans. Those guys are loud every game. I mean, I watched Brady go down there and lose in New Orleans because how loud that building is. So the fact that he went down there and was able to handle that is a plus. Now, we didn't have Dean Pease today defensively. That was very questionable on how he ended up going to the hospital today.
You fielding punts. Like come on, bro.
Right. Yeah, that part. So then we have Frank Bush calling the game. It started off shaky, but the defense got it together, so I ain't too pissed, but Richie Grant, son, what the hell was you thinking? Like, how do you misjudge that pass? Because if you take away that one big play, New Orleans did nothing. They did nothing.
They did nothing, bro. That one big play was
one big play set the tone. They did nothing. If you take away the one big play, they score 14 points. We win the game 14-18 in the story. But that one, you can't have plays like that. You just can't. You cannot have plays like that whatsoever. I will come out and say this too. Falcons fans, we might have our feature back. That young man, Tyler Allgeier, ran like it was nobody's business today, and I love every carry. That man got great balance. He got good vision. If they say give me the ball, if he say give me the ball, give it to him. He gonna get it first. The man on several third downs today, third and short, third and long, intermediate, third and long, third and 13. And they were in a draw play, first down. He had one of the most impressive first downs he had today was he got hit and was going to the ground. And he kept himself up long enough just for him to reach the ball, like the lead over the marker to go to get the first down. That's impressive by itself. Very impressive. Like I said, overall, I don't like the fact that we lost because that definitely puts us in the hole. We don't have no choice but to win out if we talk about making the playoffs this year. We have no choice. But what I could say is not like it's impossible because it's definitely possible. But we all got to understand where we are as a team and what we have to do in the near future. We got to fix that left guard spot. I am sorry, that has to be addressed in the offseason. You got to address that left guard spot. You dang near might have to address that center spot too. Dahlman did play a little better today for saying his snaps, but at the end of the day, we couldn't even run screen plays because you can't hold your point of attack. That's demoralizing because I'm looking at the plays develop, but there are big plays waiting to happen. But due to the fact that you can't hold your point of attack, your man is making a tackle on the running back. Come on, bro. You can't keep having stuff like this happening. There's so much stuff to go on. And of course, with the Drake London thing, so you got to do better.
I'm not even. LT, let me just say this real quick. I apologize. But I just want to say this real quick. One of the things that you can't keep screwing up as a player is the same thing that's making you look bad. He's screwing up the exact same ways over and over with the lack of awareness. You got to be aware of the situation. You got to understand where you are. You got to understand the situation. In clutch situations, fundamentals become maximum. The max. That's the main thing that you need to be focused on. Keep poised. Understand the situation. We need a first down. That's all the Falcons needed was a first down. They didn't need a touchdown. They needed a first down to keep the drive going. So if you're in that situation, Go down. Hold the ball with 2 hands. Like Pruitt, Michael Pruitt. All he did was hold that ball. He was like, "You not getting this. Drake, you cannot hold the ball with 1 hand going across the middle of the field." Running backs know this. Quarterbacks know this. These are the things that Drake London has to be. And granted that he is a rookie, he's going to get better. But like I said, at some point in time, you just got to get there. My bad, LT.
Listen, you fine. Because you pointing out everything I want to say. Like you have to understand situational football. And I
Oh, I think he went out for a second. K-Style, you there?
Oh, I'm right here, man. What's good? I'm just listening to everybody's takes, man. Like you said, this was just like Drew said, those 3 to 4 plays. Hey man, like you said, that Desmond Ritter, like I think where the issue come down is because we already seeing the Desmond Ritter ain't it talk, and we need another quarterback thing already. Let me ask y'all a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we basing this off of other quarterbacks, or are we just basing it just off of this guy? Because the thing is, you can't come in here expecting him to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback in his first start. Like I said, every quarterback doesn't do it like that. But like you said, as far as the poise and stuff like that, like I said, you pay attention when Drake London fumbled that ball. Who was the first person to go and console him?
Was it? You said when who fumbled the ball? When Drake London?
Mm-hmm. Who was the first person?
It was Ritter.
Yep. That was the first person to go and console him. So, and then, like I said, you're seeing a lot of the cadences and a lot of the line, like a lot of the calls and the kills. He was killing quite a few plays today too. So, like I said, that like those are pluses that we have to look at. But as far as the overall, man, Tyler Allgeier, man, is a motherfucking man, bro. That's grown man football right there.
Gosh.
That is grown man football.
That was unbelievable to see that.
But let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
How many points did the Falcons score in the first half?
Was it 4? Hold on.
No.
9? Hold on.
You about to make me look at the box score, okay?
6 points. Hold on. I think they scored 6 points. Yeah, it was 6 points in the first half.
It wasn't 6 points. They scored 3 points in the first half.
Was it 3? I thought it was 14-6.
It was 14-3.
Hold on, let me.
Look, I can't even remember. You got me pulling it up, okay?
Yeah, I can't remember. I thought
it was 14-3.
Yeah, you're right. It was 14-3. He
14-3. Oh wow.
So we got ball coming out of half. Yeah.
Now, if you split them up into halves like that, they outscored the Saints 15-7.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a great point.
Now, like I said, the second half, like you see where this team could possibly be with a new voice. Like you said, it's unfortunate that we lost. I hate the fact that we lost the way that we lost. But like you said, you've lost 6 games on games decided by 6 points or less. Like you said, that just goes back to 1 play, 2 plays. Like I said,
Let me
Richie Grant don't take this is like talking about shoulda, woulda, couldas right here. But like I said, you take away that one dumbass play by Richie Grant. Like LT said, what have you done?
I got a
You
question.
take that.
I got a question for y'all real quick.
Go ahead.
I got how many feet are in the mile?
How many feet in a mile?
Yeah, how many feet in the mile?
feet in a mile. The hell if I damn know.
Yeah,
was like
you don't know.
1,100 and something, 1,000 like 600 and something.
It's 5,280.
Oh damn!
So what I need Petey to do is take my football and run every last one of them because he's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Boone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's killing me, Petey. He's killing me.
Let me get something off my chest real quick, and we're gonna go to Drew to kind of give his thoughts on the entire game in its entirety. I know he talked about the quarterback and Drake London, but this is something that I got to get off my chest. Why is everybody talking about Drake London? Why is everybody talking about Desmond Ritter? This is exactly what we was talking about. We went live. You can check out the Regulators pre-show. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is a 21-28, 21-18 game that literally came down to the last play. But we sit up here talking about Desmond Ritter and Drake London. Not that we lost our leader on the defensive side of the ball, Dean Pease, to unseen circumstances. I didn't like the fact that Coach Fred ended up. I don't know his name. What's Bush? Frank Bush. My bad, Frank Bush. But Frank Bush, I didn't like the fact that he came out and played incredibly soft zone early in the game, but he made the transition. He made adjustments in the second half, and it got a little bit more, and they went to more man coverages. And I think that was a good. That's just right there. That's what we look for. The things like that, the second half adjustments, like they didn't come out like from the second quarter on. The Saints really didn't do much. They had a couple of plays where they ran the ball, got a few first downs for the most part. Rashawn Evans, Grady Jarrett, Arnold Ebiketie, Troy Anderson. Those guys did a good job with that team. I mean, everybody was talking about singing the praises and Prince Amakamuka, whatever the fuck your name is. You up here talking all this crap, but everybody was up here talking about, Chris Olave and what he's going to do. He's going to destroy y'all and all this stuff. He didn't do shit.
I'm about to say Prince of Luka Lakalui. This is the first time we've seen him all week.
We saw. Yeah, he was on the other channel. But when all that news broke out about his team being ass, yeah, he disappeared. Yeah. So Prince Simbo, like we're not gonna give you no type of credit or anybody else besides Prince Umukamara. Yeah, we're not gonna pay him too much attention, all right? But this is the thing we talking about. You got to keep that same energy. Chris Olave had 3 catches for 53 yards.
Throughout the whole week,
he shut his ass down. Shut his ass down. So let's keep that real. Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say don't wait till y'all win to show y'all faces. I ain't seen y'all all damn week. So hey.
Yeah, you've been real quiet. But
it's just funny how he said we.
I do want to point out. I want to point out something real quick. I want everybody to hold on to your hat because it ain't Falcon related, but the Detroit Lions are 7-7 right now. What parallel universe are we in?
I mean, I say it all year. I say it all year. that the NFL is changing. I've been saying it's going to more of a traditional game, and you're going to see a lot of defense. You're going to see a lot of ugly ball. You're going to see a lot of teams running the damn ball this year. That's why the Philadelphia Eagles are winning. They play defense and they run the damn ball well. And they put Jalen Hurts in a position where he doesn't have to do too much. He just relies on his offense, make the safe throws, and they play defense and they give him opportunity to make, the score.
The Chiefs winning the overtime with Houston?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Bro, it's that's the NFL.
What? Y'all in overtime against Houston? General Motors Davis Mills.
Look.
General Motors put y'all some all right, I'm going on mute.
Yeah, bro.
General Motors Davis Mills put y'all y'all in overtime. Bro.
So, Jude, give your analysis on the defense, man. What stood out to you as far as defense, or just the team in general?
I mean, the defense, they stood up when they needed to. Of course, I'm never satisfied when it comes to the trenches. As far as I just want to see us wreak havoc, man, like in the trenches. Of course, he mentioned Richie Grant, and I didn't talk about him early. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of Richie Grant in the safety play. Today, that huge deep bomb, like you said, you can't do that. It almost looked like we was in some type of single high safety. Like, you cannot gamble in that situation. If the guy catches the ball, just make the tackle. Like, why dive in that situation when you're the last line of defense? That's just called being dumb. Like, how many times have we heard our coaching staff, Arthur Smith, Dean Pease, talk about wanting smart players? Like, that just is not a smart play in that situation. Okay, if the guy catches it, okay, well, you tackle him where he caught it. You don't let him, you don't dive, because that's a 50-50 situation. If you dive and you miss, that's a touchdown, period. So in that situation, it was just being smart in certain situations. And that's why I say a lot of this stuff we're seeing is just not smart football. It's being dumb. Drake London, the same thing. I'm not trying to call him dumb, but as you said, it's about being situationally aware of what down it is, what part of the game it is. Like, you have to be smarter in these situations. Now, this is a young football team, so this is a well-coached football team, but we have young players, and young players tend to make these dumb mistakes. Like, they don't understand the magnitude in certain situations. And that's what we've seen out of Desmond Ridder today. That's what we've seen out of Drake London. All these people we mentioned in our rookies. Like, they making rookie mistakes. Richie Grant is a first-year starter. So you might as well say he's a rookie. This is his second season, but he really didn't play a lot last year. So we've seen a number of times this year where him and Jalen Hawkins take bad angles on tackles, diving and trying to bat the ball instead of just making the tackle in open field. Like, we're just seeing these young rookie mistakes. And when you see these type of mistakes, you got to kind of chalk it up as this team is young. Will they get it right? I believe they will, because they have the proper coaching staff here. Like Dean Pease is a Super Bowl champ that's been around great players, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. So he's been around the greats. So he knows what to tell these players. It's about the players going out and executing. And that's kind of what you always talk about, Mike. We're quick to blame the coach and say this was the wrong play call. But at some point, players got to make plays. And that's what I kind of talked about in my video for the X Factor video when I talked about Grady Jarrett. Like, at some point, which we've seen Grady Jarrett have that sack in today's game. And we've seen him with the tackle for loss against Alvin Kamara where he just knifed in. At some point, you just need players to make plays. Forget all the excuses about what play was the call. At some time, you just need big time players make big time plays when the game is on the line, period. And that's what we're not seeing in these games where the game is in the balance. The game is in the balance. We've seen TQ, fumble in a situation where we could have had the ball and possibly went down and scored. We've seen Drake London today with the fumble. When we had Marcus Mariota in that first Saints game, you're in the red zone. He's diving, trying to extend the ball gets knocked out. Like, these are the type of plays that lose you games. And we've seen it from a multitude, pretty much the whole team. So it's not the defense or the offense. I feel like we're not playing complementary football. We talked about it. If the defense gets a stop, you need the offense to pick them up, go down and score on a short field. We just haven't seen that enough this year. This team hasn't been consistent. That's the biggest issue. Like, if you want to point to one thing, what's the biggest issue with this Falcons team? We're not seeing any type of consistency. It's like you'll see a good second half. We started this game slow. You'll see us start off fast, and then as the game wanes, you see that inconsistency. And that's what we've been seeing consistently out throughout this season, is just this team is hit and miss. Sometimes we make plays, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we make smart plays, sometimes we don't. And that's been the difference in winning and losing these games. But I'm encouraged because you guys talked about it. And y'all know I didn't even get to talk about Tyler Allgeier. That dude, somebody put in the chat, Michael Turner. He's definitely Michael Turner.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the perfect. When you want to compare a player, Michael Turner is who I think about when I see Tyler Allgeier, because he's always falling forward. He's always getting those. If he gets tackled, he's going to get 1 or 2 more yards after contact. Guaranteed. I mean, I'm seeing this guy get hit by defensive tackles. This dude carrying guys. Like, this dude played out his mind today. So, I mean, with the type of offense that we run, similar to when you seen in Tennessee with Derrick Henry when his career took off, it's going to be similar to the Tyler Allgeier. Today was the Tyler Allgeier show. He's taking over. He's running back 1. Yeah, Cordell Patterson is great, and he spells him at times. But today, we've seen it. 3rd and short, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. LT talked about it. It was a Tyler Allgeier show. The Saints knew that Tyler Allgeier was getting the ball in some of these situations, and he was just running people over. Like, that man would not be denied.
Defensive tackles. He was running through defensive tackles, bro.
Yeah, man. That dude's special. He's special, man. Michael Turner S. I thought I would never see compare somebody to Michael Turner, but that's definitely Michael Turner. Once he gets that head of steam and he starts going downhill, he's not the fastest when he first gets gets the ball in his hands. But once he gets downhill, that dude's a freight train. Nobody's trying to get in front of that guy. I haven't seen one guy bring him down all season. Just he always seems to break at least 1 tackle or carry somebody for a couple extra yards. And that's what you need in this type of offense. But I was super impressed with him today.
One more before we get the ball. One more observation that I thought was really important. And there was 2 things that I said I was going to keep an eye on. How much we was under center and how quickly that Desmond Ridder decided he made his decision. And one thing that I've seen in our personnel is that, one, Drew Dahlman is a lot better when we mix our formations. He's a lot better when we mix our formation. He didn't have a lot of snaps. I think it was maybe 1 snap when they was in the pistol or the shotgun where it went kind of low, but that was it. He still has his issues when it comes down to getting pushed back. That's still a concern. But the second one, and like I said, with the personnel, is we don't have any deep threats. We don't have deep threats. We gotta get speed because Desmond Ridder likes to throw that deep ball, man. Like I said, he's decisive at it. Like that, those are the types of things when you see in quarterback, just decisive. I don't need you to be perfect. I just need you to know that you can make this particular throw, and the coach can build off that because, bro, we have a top 5 rushing game. We saw it again this year to one of the better defenses in the league. We still cannot be stopped running this ball. So I'm encouraged, Bala. What you got, bro?
Oh, no. I mean, like I was saying last week when I was talking to you guys, like I always been worried about the quarterback play because I felt like Mariota was one of the deciding factors in 4 or 5 of our losses. I can't say that this time around. I think Desmond Ridder played a very solid game. There's just, I mean, the 97 yards passing don't look good, but it don't tell a story. The guy played pretty well. There was a couple of passes that you thought he would take back, but as a rookie, that's something you would expect. I think the main thing I wish that Arthur Smith would have gave Desmond Ridder a little bit of time to calm down. They tried to get too aggressive too early, and you saw some errant passes, like some overthrows. I wish they would have just kept the 3-step curls, the 3-step slants, give him some confidence, get into the game, and then get aggressive when it calls for it. But other than that, I don't have an issue with the entire game. I wish those 14 points early was kind of taken back because, like I said before, we give up 19, 20, maybe 24 points a game. You can't win when you give up half of those points in the first quarter. You gave up 14 in the first when you give up 19 for the whole game. And even still, we only gave up 21 points, which still should have gave us I think it did give us a good opportunity to win this game. So it wasn't necessarily a bad game. It's just that there was a lot of opportunities left out on the field that would have helped if we had a number 2 receiver. I think y'all you said that earlier.
And to your point, real quick, this is a statement by Ritter. This is via Torrey McElhaney. He said Desmond really stuck on deep pass. He said he was trying to be too perfect in those deep ball situations. And in reality, he needs to just give them guys a chance to make a play. And like you said, he was a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too antsy. And I do agree we should have been a little bit more conservative coming out, and then eventually kind of got aggressive. But I agree.
It wouldn't have hurt at all to do that. Even if the Saints came out and scored that first 7 points, we down 7-0. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If you just play your game plan, as long as you're within a score in the game, if you can run your game plan, you can run your game plan for the most part. And that's something that they kind of got away from until the end of the first quarter. Because after that, it was lights out. They only scored 7 points after that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just shows that I know the defense don't look the best. And I know, I caught a lot of slack last week and I said it, like, the main point about this defense is they don't give up points. And I don't care if a team could throw for 500 yards on us. If we still hold a team to 17, 18, 19 points, we're going to win that game. That's what I firmly believe. But it just goes back to the opportunities. I feel like if Desmond did throw for 150 or if he threw for 170, you probably have at least three to 7 more points on the board. So it's not necessary. I know, like what Ju said, it's all about the trenches. You want the defense to do this. You want Richie Grant to do that. I agree. I don't want to see Richie Grant down for anybody. I don't want to see anybody missing tackles. I don't want to see anybody letting guys run right past them. But we got to understand, I ain't going to say we, but this is what I understand. This is an offensive leaning type of league. You're going to give up plays. The point is how many plays you're going to give up. What are you going to give up? How many points you're going to give up as far as end zones, scores, and field goals? And once you do those, if you can limit those 2 things, I don't care if a guy gets 200 yards rushing on us. Honestly, if we can hold him to 17 points, I'm happy all day. I just feel like slightly better quarterback play, we could have been well over 500 by now.
I'll say this about the situation, because we, if you notice that this year, if I remember correctly, we only gave up 30 points twice this year,
right?
Which was against the Rams and against the Bengals. Which in hindsight, and in hindsight, the Bengals game, I kind of really don't count. Bengals called the Falcons at the right time. We literally had just lost Casey Hayward. AJ Terrell was down. Like, yeah, I think in that game we also were missing a safety. I think Jalen Hawkins didn't play. So you literally playing with like three starters that's out and against that receiving core. Like, come on, bro.
That was Cornell Armstrong. I think that was Cornell Armstrong's first game too.
Yeah. Oh. And I think that was his first game starting, and we ended up having Fenton starting too.
Yeah.
So we had just traded for him. So you really caught the Falcons at the right time, like perfect timing. Now you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and what the boy name is?
Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Yeah, you got those guys against our backups. Like, come on, bro, that's easy season. But the crazy part about it is they scored 28 points in the first half, and you don't score 7 in the second half. So the defense gets better as the game progresses. But what Mike has said on shows and has said in our chats is timely stops. That's where a lot of our issues come in at as well. We don't get timely stops. That be like, for instance, even though we gave up 14 points early on, we didn't need, them to get a lengthy TD drive in the third quarter. It's like get off the field on third downs and things of that nature. Like I said, the defense, I give them credit for. The defense does not. The defense plays bend but don't break defense, but when you need them to get a stop the most is where the issue comes in at. because we don't get the necessary start that we be wanting them to get at the right time. And like you said, that just comes with experience and continuity. You know, these guys gaining chemistry with one another, whatever the case may be. Like I said, if the defense, of course, I do say we need somebody else on that front that's going to necessarily give us something for us, because our pass rush has been abysmal. I know now since probably like '09. Like besides like having like a John Abraham and then Vic Beasley a couple years he was here, we don't necessarily have consistent pass rushing. So that has to pick up as well. Our linebacker core, I don't know if anybody else on this way. I will bring Rashawn Evans back another season. He's been pretty solid, especially as the season progressed. He's gotten better. Michael Walker is the guy that I will keep him on the sake of using him as blitz packages, things of that nature. Don't have him think too much. If you put him in this, we have to think, that's when things go wrong. If you just say T-ball, attack ball, he's good at that. Troy Anderson just got to get the experience up. He's going to be a very dynamic linebacker for us because he know how to read and react. And by him playing quarterback, when the game is today, where a lot of these guys do a lot of read option stuff, he's played that type of offense. So he can read plays better than most linebackers because he played the position in college. Like I said, defense, I look at it like this. I feel like if we're gonna spend some type of money in free agency, we definitely got to learn how to upgrade our offensive line, especially that left guard spot. That has been an abysmal spot for us all year, and I don't care what any Falcon fan that's watching this show right now say. If you look back at how much people dog Jalen Mayfield last year, at least as a rookie who played right tackle most of that time and was converted to a left guard literally days before your first NFL matchup, he progressed as the season went on. Bro, we saw no progression from that left guard spot all year. None. I don't care who. The only solid person that we had that year was when that one game we had Hennessy. I'm sorry. We had Hennessy in that spot, and he looked phenomenal, but the problem was he got hurt. Everybody else just, come on, bro. What you want to do? They got to progress in that spot now. So somebody got to do something that the offensive line. We might have to adjust that center spot too, but that's just me.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't. I still think Drew Dalman is going to be I think he's a pretty good center. I think, but the thing is, we're so used to seeing Alex Mack at that spot. We haven't struggled in quite some time. We've been fairly decent. We've had a lot of, and decent is probably low ball in the Falcons center position. But Alex Mack, we had he played for Tampa Bay also. I don't know why he's missing the game, but we've had fairly decent center. So we haven't really struggled at center. I think the thing is he's young, and having a guy, like I said, like Matt Ryan, he takes away certain things from offensive linemen. He's smart. He sees protections. He understands when a blitz is coming and when he needs to get the ball out, when he needs to step to the left, when he needs to step up to buy his offensive lineman the timing. These are the things that quarterbacks understand. Tom Brady, this is why he can have absolute scrubs at offensive line, because he knows when to get rid of the ball. He knows when to step to the left, when to step to the right, step up, go. Like, he knows all these types of things. These are what veteran quarterbacks do. So I understand one thing about Drew Dalman that I know he needs to get better. I think everybody, it's not even the snaps. He got to stop getting bull rushed, bro. That he's getting bull rushed like it's not, like he's not even there half the time. That's the biggest issue that I have with him. One question that I have for everybody, and I know this is going to be kind of controversial, but what do you guys think about the development of Arthur Smith and his offense? Are you seeing the negatives being a lot less frequent, or are you seeing the same thing?
That's a good question, Mike. And you kind of talked about it. As they say, great minds think alike. You had talked about throwing outside, and that was something that I noticed in this game. And I've noticed all year that's a problem with the Falcons. And I talked about it in my video that I did on Drake London and how we can get him more involved in the offense. If you guys notice, most of our passes are in the middle of the field. Pretty much all of our passes. How many passes have we completed outside the numbers? We rarely complete any passes outside the numbers. Whether it's Marcus Mariota, whether it's Desmond Ridder, that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to see Desmond Ridder out there, is because you don't have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, if you go back to his rookie season, most of those outside the number catches, whether we've seen those spectacular one-hand catches, those were all Kyle Pitts making those plays because he can go high point the football. This year, if you go look at most of Drake London's catches, they're in the RPO where he's doing those skinny posts. He's cutting across the middle of the field, like how he fumbled today. Most of those plays are where we're throwing the ball across the middle of the field. In this Arthur Smith offense, we're not seeing a lot of the outside the number throws, and that's the problem that I actually have. And I think it's mainly personnel right now. Zacchaeus, Bird, those guys are, Bird and Zacchaeus are speedsters. But the dude, Alontae Taylor, kind of was bullying those guys today. If you've seen how he was pushing those guys to the sideline, where those guys didn't really even have an opportunity to catch a lot of the balls that were thrown by Desmond Ridder today, weren't bad passes by Desmond Ridder, because if that's Kyle Pitts, he's bullying those little corners. He's going up and trying to high point the ball and go up and catch the ball at his highest point. Zacchaeus, when he threw that deep ball to him, he was just trying to outrun him. He really wasn't trying to body up. He was just like, let me see if I can get past them. In that corner for the Saints, Alontae Taylor, he just kept pushing our guys to the sideline and pinning them to the sideline so they couldn't get by him, because he know they can't body up with me. They're not going to out.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jude. I'm glad you brought it up, because that's exactly on the first play with the incomplete to OZ. That's the same thing he got called for, the pass interference. That was the same thing. These are the things we talk about with consistency with these refs, and it takes big time situation, because I think that was a first down throw. It may have been a second down, but that was a first down throw onto OZ that he pinched him to the sideline. You can't pin a guy to the sideline. Now, in these rules, in this NFL, that's a penalty. You can't do that.
And he did that pretty much all game. Like, we know the Saints are known for that. Lattimore, those guys are physical corners. They play a lot of press man coverage, with the Saints. They like to, be handsy and physical. And when we talked about this last year, when you have those smaller wide receivers, it's not many smaller wide receivers that's going to fight you for the ball. If they're a speedster type player like Scotty Miller for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you're not going to throw Scotty Miller a jump ball. You're thinking he's going to try to run by you. Zacchaeus and Bird, we've seen those guys. They're not going to go up and try to high point a pass if you throw the ball outside the numbers. And the Saints knew that, so they got up in our guys' faces. You seen Alontae Taylor in a lot of those situations. For whatever reason, it seemed like he was being targeted in most of these situations. He was just pinning those guys to the sideline. He was arm barring, like he was basically pass interference. But when you have a bigger wide receiver or a bigger guy like a Kyle Pitts, like they called it on Alontae Taylor when it was Drake London, because he's a bigger bodied guy. So it's more evident. They're like, it's no way he's going to be able to hold Drake London. But when it's those smaller wide receivers, you can kind of get away with being more physical with them. So in these situations, I think that's the next evolution for this Arthur Smith offense, is being able to throw the ball outside the numbers, because we've seen that a lot with Matt Ryan. He would throw the ball to Roddy White. He would throw the ball to Julio Jones on those comeback routes, throw the ball up deep, and those guys could actually make a play on the ball. But right now, without Kyle Pitts, you only really have Drake London. Like they kept talking about, Desmond Ridder's trying to target Drake London. He's targeting Drake London because he knows that Drake London is going to fight for the football, and he has that size. Everybody else out there, who else is he going to throw the ball to on the outside that actually can body up and try to fight for the football? Those other guys are not going to do anything. I mean, they're going to try to run by you. That's it. If they can't get by you, it's no way they're going to be able to body up.
That was a complaint about Mariota. That's why I'm look. This is why I say he can't win. That was the whole complaint with Mariota. He wasn't getting Drake and Kyle Pitts the ball. Now he's doing that. Like I said, at this point in time, he just needs the Falcons at this point, man. The only thing I see with this offense, they need depth at the offensive line, primarily at that left guard position. maybe a veteran center, but they got to get some. They got to get speed in that. They have to get speed. That's not a lot of speed in the wide receiver core right now. I think you get him, Drake London to be. Go ahead, K-Style.
I'm about to say, bro, it's just funny as hell. Like we hear complaints about them not throwing the ball enough, but as soon as they throw the ball enough, now they throw the ball too much. This is the same exact shit we've been hearing all year. But kind of going back to what you were saying about Arthur Smith, like I said, the and Drew had a point about that, more so about the personnel and not really having the receivers that can really get off that press man coverage. Because like you said, the Saints do love playing a lot of man coverage. I think where Arthur Smith kind of got messed up at today was some of those cutesy ass plays that he was trying to throw with Felipe Franks out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that. I mean, I understand.
That's what I told y'all. I told y'all Ritter is a guy that likes to escape towards the middle. So you're gonna.
I ain't talking about the one where he. I'm talking about when you throwing double reverses with Felipe Franks and Desmond Ritter going in motion and stuff. I think at those junctions.
Yeah, that was the same play. That was the same play. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think at that junction of the game, that play really wasn't necessary. As you could say, instead of talking about Arthur Smith and his play calling and all that stuff, just look at the different format. I think the other thing too is I think they didn't run as much of the read option as we've been used to seeing all year. I think that's really what it comes down to.
It's a good thing for me. That's a good thing for me. That's just me.
But yeah, man, like you said, this is part of the process when you putting in a guy like a Ritter. Like you said, this is part of that process. And like I said, seeing the outrage about him just shows the reason why everybody is not really ready for a. They're not really ready.
Just be honest, they don't know football because you can't have the same argument with two different quarterbacks.
Say it again.
Nah, you said a mouthful.
You can't have the same argument with two different personnel. You can't do that. Just like I said last week, I'm in on record. I'll stay on record to say that Mariota was the main reason, but I can't say that because Desmond Ritter did play pretty solid for the most part. He was not the reason why a lot of things went wrong. Right. And to be honest, not much went wrong in this game. It's just that the opportunity just was not there. If we had a number 2 receiver, we probably would have been more aggressive in the passing game. Like Drew just said, we're missing Kyle Pitts.
I think where the issue was what a lot of folks may be thinking about, and is kind of how what y'all said is the over aggression of trying to throw the football early on.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, now trying to get that run game going after that. Like I said, this was just one of those games where I'm letting all Atlanta, like as we said before, Atlanta Falcons fans, you got a grown man back there now.
And not only that, when Ritter did calm down, he was very accurate. He looked pretty good throwing the ball when he did throw the ball. So it's not just, like I said, I wish that Arthur Smith would have calmed him down in the beginning. It would have been a bigger, much better outcome. I think we'd have probably went back and forth in scores if we did, especially after he scored 7.
He was a little bit too. Like I said, I understand. For one, Arthur is thinking 4, 5, 6 games. He's thinking about next year. I don't think people realize, because right now he knows he doesn't have the type of players that he wants to fully call the plays. And this is another question I have for you guys. But Arthur has no idea. Like, the thing is, he's trying to with Desmond Ritter. I've been saying it all week, and calm your ass down, Chauncey. Goddamn, we're gonna get to you. All right. Can you put a mask on or something real quick? Let me say this. Let me say this real quick, Chauncey. But he's a coach that hasn't had his opportunity to put forth his scheme. This is the first year that he's had to apply his particular scheme. That wasn't his scheme with Matt Ryan. They didn't have money to go out and bring in wide receivers, bring in a guy like AJ if he wanted to bring in AJ Brown. They didn't have the capital for that. Now that they have the capital, now he has the opportunity. Now that Marcus Mariota is no longer the starting quarterback, now you're starting to see why he's being so aggressive. He wants the teams to understand that like we're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna throw the ball deep and we're gonna run the damn ball. He did not abandon the run this game. Tyler Allgeier was a monster. Again, I don't know how many games they rushed for almost 2,200 rushing yards this game, but they did it again. So the thing is, like I said, once the Falcons get the right personnel and they get depth, and I think that's the biggest issue. I think we are all missing that one thing. We just don't have the depth, bro. We playing with guys that are 4 or 5. Like, these guys are 4th and 5th stringers, bro. Let's just keep it real. Most of these guys are backup players. And I just want to say this one more thing before we get the King ransom, because that's exactly what y'all was about to get real soon. But I want to say this. Even guys like Ed Bicchetti, he was a second thought. He was an afterthought at Penn State. He was the guy they used to set up Michael Parsons. 2, we got a guy like Richie Grant. Again, he was a main guy at his school, but he wasn't one of those guys where you say, all right, he's an All-American. He's an All-Pro. So most of these guys that we have on the roster, with the exception of Drake London, like Drake London was the focus of the offense, but defensively, we got guys that weren't really the main guys. These guys aren't used to being superstars. They're not used to being in that spot like that. They're learning how to be in the spotlight. So, Chauncey, what you got? Because I know he about to go. Go ahead.
Shut up.
Nah, we only he up here speaking in tongues. Good God Almighty.
Giving honor to God. I'm 53 years
It's about to
old.
be some bull.
I'm 53 years old.
I'm sorry, Chauncey. Before I start, I'm sorry, Chauncey. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm 53 years old. How many years I got to sit up here and be talking about next year? That shit drive me fucking nuts. It's driving me fucking nuts. When you said he looking forward to next year, y'all really trying to kill me, ain't you? Tell the truth, y'all trying to kill me, ain't you? I'm 53 years old. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm fresh out of moral victories. So I'm gonna be the asshole on this one today. Find me later. I love Arthur Smith as a coach, but I don't like him. It's kind of like I'm dealing
with like you, just like you. He's just like you.
Can I finish? I get so tired again. I get so goddamn tired of getting cut off. But let me cut somebody off.
I'm sorry.
But let me cut somebody off, and I'm the fucking big bad wolf. I'm really tired of this. I'm so sick. Now, you got a rookie quarterback starting in a hostile environment, probably the most hostile of environments for this team in New Orleans. Why are we taking a deep shot on the first play of the game? Why we just don't throw a little ball screen or something? But you know what? That's just nitpicking. My main issue, 3 things. No 27, that can't happen on that second touchdown. You my last line of defense. That can't happen. All the other shit we can nitpick, but that can't happen. Number 5, that can't happen. And please, for the love of God. Thank you, Dalman. You snapped the goddamn ball right, by the way. For the love of God, please get me a linebacker that can feel. That should drive me. That should drive me crazy. That should drive me crazy. This shit was black 5 years ago.
Why, really?
This shit was black 5 years ago. Now my shit lily white. Please get me a linebacker that'll feel the goddamn A gap. Please get me a linebacker. I don't. Everybody talking about DNP scheme. Talking about we need to switch to a 3-4, 4-3. I don't give a shit what you switch to. If you ain't got a linebacker that's gonna fill the gap, football players know this. We behind 8 ball. Yes, we got a depleted roster. I know this, but I'm trying to be Christian. Please.
Frank Bush did have. That's one thing I agree. He had his linebackers way too deep in this game. I don't know why he was so, but you absolutely right. The linebackers were way too deep, and they couldn't fill the gaps. But Rashawn Evans is known for that. But they had him playing like 18 yards off the ball.
Why we keep making business decisions on number 7? We finally hit him with 20 seconds left in the goddamn game when he got no timeouts. We finally hit him. So I know we can hit him. This man had 4 good games in his career, all of them against us. Like we moved the fuck out the way. I'm going to find me right now. Find me now. I'm telling you. I'm sick of that shit. Now, it could be an initial overreaction. That's fine. I'm going to go back and watch the game again because that's what I do. And I'll probably calm down later. But right now, I want to unload a whole goddamn clip in this house right now. I want to shoot all the goddamn walls out.
Can I say that I agree with you with the Taysom Hill part?
Oh my God, we was actually saying that.
Like I can't lie. That man there might have. I think most of the TD passes that he's thrown in his career came against the Falcons, and that is abysmal. That man barely sees the field any other time of the year, but when they play the Falcons,
now on a positive note,
56% of the time.
On a positive note, I'm gonna say this now. I don't do moral victories. On a positive note, it's encouraging to see what Allgeier did. We officially have a running back of the future. It's encouraging the chemistry that number 5 and number 4 have with each other. Number 4 kind of stared them down a little bit, okay. But I'm gonna let everybody else give them. I ain't giving them no pass. Fuck them. I feed them to the alligators right now. Give a damn, and I don't care who don't like me. But he kind of stared him down a little bit. And he kind of looked a little starry-eyed early, but he seemed to get a little comfortable. Okay, all right. We talked about that earlier today. Didn't like how I got talked to then. We're gonna talk about that later.
We ain't talk about it. You told me to shut the fuck up. Stop lying.
You told me to shut the fuck up too. Hell,
I didn't tell y'all to shut the fuck up. I told y'all wasn't finna tell me what the fuck I was gonna say. Tell the whole story now. Tell the whole goddamn story now. Defense gave us 2 touchdowns early, but they only gave us 7 points for 3.5 quarters. I'm not going. I can't blame the defense. I can't. I can't. I mean, they adjusted. They did what they're supposed to. I love the fact that we compete. Again, I don't do moral victory, but I love the fact that we compete to the end. We don't lay down like no bitches. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love the fact that we starting to finally look like a team that don't mind imposing our will. At least teams know, okay, all right, get ready to strap it up because they're gonna come at us. Okay. Mm-hmm. The future is promising, even though I don't like moral victories. It is. Okay. You got a lot of guys that was on the field today that's been in these first 2 drafts. All right. Yeah, I want to kill Richard Grant right now, but I think Richard Grant gonna be all right at safety. Whew. He fucked up on that play. Yes, he fucked up bad.
That angle was horrible, man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but you got to look at a lot of the guys on the field today was in them first 2 was our first 2 drafts. I mean, you got to just look. I mean, educated Richard Grant, Allgeier.
Jalen Hawkins is pretty young. I think this is like his 4th, 5th year.
Yeah. Hey, Hawkins showing me he can play safety in this league, bro. He do what a safety's supposed to do. He do the same he's supposed to do. I like 37 a little bit better than I do 34 at the D-back. But they tell him he's only a nickelback. Number 34, please hit the weights, man. He tries. 34, he tries hard now. Not due to lack of effort. I love 98. I don't even know why we even cut him to begin the season. I love 98. 97, here God's in. Okay. Number 9 has earned his money this year. He earned his money this year. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him back. Has anybody seen number 92 though? Because anybody got his email address? A Facebook account.
Open day. I think I had an APB. I had an APB out of him since like week 3.
I didn't bitch him on about the O-line at all. I'm gonna go back and watch the tape, but they must have did well today.
They played a lot. That's why I was saying about Dahlman. I still think Dahlman is going. He is the center of the future, but they played a lot under center. They haven't done that all year, and that's why it's like, for one, the Saints know us. They know us better than we know ourselves. They spent extra time watching the division game.
We supposed to know them too. We supposed to know them too. We supposed to know them too like they know us.
It was a 3-point game.
We supposed to know them like they know us.
It's a 3-point game. We didn't get blown out. Like I said, we
didn't, but I can understand where Chauncey's going with this because, like he said, we do supposed to know them because anytime you see Taysom Hill in the backfield, what the fuck they fit to run?
That's what I was about to say. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's the crowd. I don't know if they just like. I just like they just get stupid. Every time we see Taysom Hill, it don't matter what team. Every time the Falcons see him, we just get dumb. I guess I don't understand.
You know what else it is? You know one person who don't know the Saints is Arthur Smith. The person who don't know the Saints is Arthur Smith because he let this team get too much confidence early in the game. Like if you had somebody on the team that know like how the Saints play us, we know not to give them any momentum starting off. And we kind of did that because Arthur Smith wanted to run certain plays he wanted to run. You have to be in a position to know that, look, this is your rival. You have to play them close, and you got to play conservative and then attack them when it opens up. He tried to do the opposite. So
a lot of people say,
18, so what you mean?
A lot of people,
but it was 14-0 in the first quarter. It shouldn't have been 14-0 in the first quarter. It shouldn't have got that far. We shouldn't have had that large margin of error in the beginning. It shouldn't have got that way.
No, we done played against the Saints, but we done had coaches here for several years, and they still blew us out the water. So I mean,
right? That's what I'm saying. But that coach ain't listening to nobody. If somebody was there to let him know, like, look, you can't do that. You can't go the same footsteps all the time and think you can go.
Let me say this. I understand it's the Saints. I understand a lot of people gonna have more. A lot of people gonna have more interest into beating them because it's them. To me, the Saints another week. I mean, this is how I look at it. Right. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I don't care how much of a leader they got. We still climb back in it and whatnot. It isn't about whether they got the momentum or not. Because, like I said, I've seen games where the Falcons came out. Matter of fact, the undefeated season when we started off 8-0, we came out the gate 10-0 and whatnot. And I think we about to score 3 points the rest of that game. And we was a 13-3 team that year. So against the Saints, it really don't mean much. It's just the fact that you have to play the game where it need to be played. Now, like I said, the only thing I like Chauncey is the bad part, like how you start the game off. You came out the game, first play of the game, you take a deep ball shot, run the ball,
right,
or do a bubble screen. Do something simple instead of trying to be like, we're gonna take a deep shot, let y'all know we here. We ain't playing no games, bro. Just like you said, bread and butter, baby. Just
you know what? That's your identity. That's your identity.
We just said the same thing in 2 different ways.
Yeah. That's your identity. Okay. I don't give a shit if it's certain times where you can't give a shit if they know it's coming. Y'all done heard me raise hell about that a couple times this year. You can't give a shit if they know it's coming. Look, bro, this how I did. This what we finna do. This is what we're gonna show y'all today. If you stuff my man for 2 yards in the backfield, we still letting you know this what we're gonna show y'all today. Okay. But hey, the trick play. I'm not saying an NFL team should run a trick play, okay? But if I'm down 21-0 and my offense ain't doing shit, I might do a fleet flicker or something to if nothing else, try to just get them guys out of position. But when that boy ran like that boy looked like a light-skinned version of Earl Campbell today. Anybody remember Earl Campbell?
Yeah, love Earl Campbell. I always love Earl Campbell. I love his style.
That kid got most of his shit between the two tackles, bro. Yeah, he had that one big long run, but he started. But I don't know. Didn't he kind of start that between the two tackles? Did he busted outside? Or no, that was sweet. Or was it? I don't know.
No, I think that was only one of the few that he had outside, but pretty much 90% of his yards came between the tackles.
They said it ain't looking good for Huntley. Prayers to him.
Yeah.
Boy, what happened to Huntley?
Ankle.
Fucked his ankle up.
Oh, man.
And I don't care. I ain't see it, but in my eye, that was intentional what happened to Dean Pease.
I said it's like look, I don't know how the hell you run into a coach on the sideline fielding punts.
Oh, you talking about Kobe? Yeah, I heard about it. Right. I heard about Kobe.
That shit was intentional. I slapped any motherfucker from New Orleans to say something slick. I swear to God, I slapped their eyebrows off their face and had my pistol ready too. Because I know they like to pull a pistol. I swear to God.
Let me tell you something. I don't know how y'all feel about this.
If you guys got,
I feel like Arthur Smith need his ass.
Not right to them.
No, go ahead. No, I'm gonna let y'all get some space. I'm gonna get up out of here.
All right. Not right. Let me before we get your take, you and Ant. Damn, just that quick. I forgot what the hell I was about to say.
Y'all go ahead.
I feel like Arthur Smith need his ass kicked.
No, I know. I got it. No.
That man won't.
No. Let me say this. Let me say this. This is the question I got for everybody. This was the question I got for everybody. Why is it that? Because I'm noticing something. We're gonna go in detail with this, and I want to start with Ant. We're gonna start with Not Rider, and then we're gonna go to Juke. But this is something that I noticed. Why is it that every time we win, nobody says I want to fucking fire Arthur Smith? Soon we lose, everybody want to get rid of him. Oh, he need to be fired. Arthur Smith a damn fucking fool.
Oh no!
Why is it that? Why is it every time we fucking win, everybody wants to get? Nobody ain't saying fire Arthur. The sooner we lose,
I'm not calling for his head. I'm not calling for his head, but he need his ass whooped for this game. He need his ass whooped for this game. I'm not calling for his head at all.
Why exactly? Why?
I feel like the play calling. I feel like the play calling is just bullshit.
We're gonna answer this.
I felt like the play calling was just bullshit. He didn't do enough to put them in a good situation. He needed, but dog, he got to get his shit together. He got to get it together. But I can't be mad at him because he's also a second-year coach. So you got growing pains. You got growing pains. As a coach, you got growing pains. So, I can't really be mad with him, but he need his ass whooped for this damn game. He better learn from that shit. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I'm gonna tell you something else too.
We gotta talk about this. No, we gonna talk about this, people. I'm gonna
tell you something else too.
Tell me why. I don't want to hear that shit about he need his ass kicked. Tell me why are you upset? We're not gonna sit up here and make a blanket ass statement. Tell me exactly why you are pissed off.
His play column was so fucking suspect this game. I'm sorry, I had to say it. His play column was suspect today. He really could have did more to put Desmond in a better situation. Now, also, your defense ain't do much. Your defense ain't do shit at all. That's number two. Number three, I felt like he should have put Tyler Allgeier in a little bit more because they already expected Cordero Patterson to do what the hell he was going to do. That's just me.
All right, Ant, what you got, bro?
Hold on. Allgeier almost had 160 yards by him damn self. So Look, your offense can't do much more, bro. It's on defense. It's on that goddamn defense, bro. They got to step up
We
in the
ran
first
the damn
half. Thank you. We ran the damn ball, but it's on that defense to stop the run and stop giving up these third downs and shit like that. That's on them,
That's
bro.
a glaring hole on that team. That defense is glaring. That's a glaring hole.
So I think that's the more glaring thing than any play calling that Arthur Smith did throughout this whole game.
I got a
That
stat for
defense needs to
y'all.
step the
I
fuck
got a
up.
stat for you. I got a stat, and this is the reason why I said this. This is the reason everybody said his play calling sucked, right? Y'all say his play calling sucked?
It don't suck, but it could have been better.
I don't.
It could have been
It
better.
could have been better.
The reason why I say that, I'm about to give y'all a stat. The Falcons' third down conversion, guess what it was? 9 of 16.
Say that again, Mike. I don't think everybody
The
heard.
third down conversion was 9 and 16. So in
Okay.
third down conversions, if your play calling is so bad, why are you converting on third down? That's not a mark of bad play calling. Look, the stat says for itself. It says it for itself. So Jew, again, why do you think it's so much emphasis on Arthur Smith? Why so many people have why is the finger always pointed at Arthur Smith?
A bit of game. I'm not calling for his head. I know the team got growing pains, but dude, come on, man, you gotta learn from it, bro. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Oh shit! Let me get caught again in the roof pocket.
Y'all hear me, Mike?
Goddamn cold. Hold on.
Go ahead, Jew.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we heard you, Drew.
Okay, so it's a couple things I want to address, and I'm gonna answer your question, Mike. I don't think that we need to fire Arthur Smith. I do think earlier in the game you should have came out and set the tone with the running game, but he did adjust throughout the game, and he did get the running game going. I really feel like with this Falcons team, the biggest deal, and I've been saying this for years. If you go on my channel, I've been saying it for years. It's the defensive line in the front seven. That's the biggest issue with this Falcons team.
They didn't do him no favor. The defense
Say
at all.
that again, Drew.
Yeah, it's the front seven. Like if you look at the front seven, yeah, we're talking about the linebackers. OG was talking about them feeling and stuff like that. It's the front seven. Like we should be building our team. And I said this last year after we played the 49ers. The style of offense and defense we should be playing, we should be the 49ers. We should be their twins. We want to run the ball. We want to be able to blitz or rush with our front four and not have to compromise the back end. If you see the sack we had with Rashaan Evans, we're trying to generate pressure when we should be able to get pressure with our front four. Why do we always got to rely on a blitz to get a sack on the quarterback? Like you basically got to have the perfect play drawn up for you to get a sack. Well, if you watch the 49ers play, they literally say, Bosa, them boys up from Armstead, go get the quarterback. Go get the and then their linebackers. Y'all go get the running back. Go get the quarterback. But with us, it's like we got to try to generate pressure. We're never really getting pressure with our front four. If you look at the sacks that we actually get, most of it's coming on when it's a drawn-up play where it's some type of line shift. It's games we're playing up front, and then Rashaan Evans shoots the gap and gets a sack. But that's not – you shouldn't have to rely on that. And that's my biggest problem with our Falcons is we don't get consistent pressure with our front four. I feel like if we're able to get consistent pressure with that front four, we'll be a better team in stopping the run. And if you look at it, I say this every single week, and this is something that Dean Pease always talks about. When you're in 3rd and 1, you can't expect to continue to get stops. How many 3rd and 1s were there today? Too many. Especially on that last drive, it's like 3rd and 1. Like if he doesn't fumble that snap on the last play, Taysom Hill, I think it was that fumble when they tried to run that quarterback sneak.
You wouldn't even be in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm saying the way you keep teams out of 3rd and short is you got to be better on 1st and 2nd down and create negative plays.
First down, like yes, Drew, right?
On 1st and 2nd, these guys are getting 8, 9, 7 yards. Like, how many times were they in 3rd and long? Not many. That's the problem with this Falcons team. It's always 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. I mean, how can you expect to get a pass rush when it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3? That's why we can't get off the field on 3rd down. That's
when they wasn't a 3rd and long, we got a 3 and out.
Yeah. I mean, we're solid, but most of the time we're in 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 5 and less. If we go look at the percentage, I bet you our percentage for the teams being in 3rd and short is most of the time, and that's the problem with this team. We're not generating any. The only pressure we generate is when we dial it up. Which you shouldn't have to blitz your linebackers and sacrifice your back end to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. You should be able to do it with your front four. That's what those dogs up front should be able to do. They should be able to go get the quarterback. We always rely on Grady Jarrett, but who else do we have that we can say, go get the quarterback? I mean, I've been saying this since I had my channel. We need to be able to create pressure with our front four. We need to run the football. I mean, we've been banging the table, but especially on defense. Like, we're running the ball now, but on the other end, if you can't stop the run, it doesn't matter if you can run the ball if you can't stop the other team, because that means they stay on the field. And that was my biggest issue with some of the statements that I've heard, like when VF Baller was on here, when he was talking about, I don't care about yardage, I just care about points. I understand where he was going, but my thing is this. It's been some games where it's coming down to the end of the game. We can't get the ball back because we can't stop anybody. So at that point, they don't need points. It don't matter. Like, they in the game, okay, they're not even trying to score on us because they just like, let's just hold the ball. They can't stop us. Let's make them use their timeouts, which they made us do today. We couldn't stop them. Yeah, we got to stop with 10 seconds left. Whoop-de-doo. Now you need a Hail Mary or a miracle. Like, come on. Like, let's be real. And did we really stop them? They fumbled the ball. So I'm just like, we got to be better at imposing our will, as the OG said. We got to be able to impose our will, and we shouldn't have to always sacrifice the back end to do it.
On both sides of the ball.
Everybody.
And I want to say this too. I wish Falcon fans would stop acting like we some damn Super Bowl contenders, man. We not. Okay? We're not. We clearly saw that shit today. We are not ready for shit. So y'all just calm your head down, drink your beer, take your bath. We not ready for shit right now.
I ain't taking no bath. I ain't bathing until we win.
I mean, look, that's exactly what we're talking about. Goddamn, you got a whole 2 weeks. You got a whole week.
Yeah, almost think. See. Last time I said I wasn't gonna bathe till we win. Then I had to go on a date. Now I couldn't have the mustard. I couldn't. So I
literally had to explain this shit to a few of them Falcon fans down here. They were pissed off. Like, bro, we are not no Super Bowl contender.
We're not there.
Dumbass.
Oh no, we're not. No.
We got some time to go.
The only thing I be trying to tell folks, bro, is I know what we are, but please, the built-in excuses drive me nuts. Like, you already have a built-in.
I don't think it's excuses. Like, OG, that's why I look. I don't think it's built-in excuses. Like, to me, an excuse is when a team is ready for the big time. Like, if Philly was in our position, Philadelphia, they had all the players that they have. You mean, and they had the same conversation that we're having. The fans are saying the same thing they have. We don't have those caliber players on our team. So I don't think it's a built-in excuse. I just think I think it's just something that we as fans, we want to see our team win. I don't want to see Drake London as a rookie going through these I don't know what it is. It's just a mental block for him for whatever reason.
Hey, Mike.
Pains, man.
That's like the Cowboys looking to the Jags today.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if that team, they got players all over the place. They shouldn't be losing to, because like I said, for me, I just don't think when you have players, eating up players, and you're still struggling, and you coming up with stuff, that right there is an excuse. The Falcons don't have it. Bro, we playing with scrubs.
Mike, let me tell you something.
Abdullah Anderson is our nose tackle. He wasn't even playing for a team that much last year.
Right.
This is our league
Mike,
guy. So
let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I told people this shit when I was leaving out the Superdome. When Drake fumbled that ball, that was one of the plays that we needed. You want me to tell you why? We needed that play so they can stick with Drake and it will make him grow as a player. It's gonna piss him off even more.
Mhm.
It's gonna turn him into a monster.
He need that. He need that struggle.
He need that right
Drake
there.
is gonna be a hell of a player. Desmond love to throw to this kid, and like I said, that's the thing that I saw in this game that's encouraging is that we said last year, earlier the year, why isn't Marcus Mariota throwing to his two best guys? We saw that today.
He too busy trying to make that Hawaiian punch. That's why,
bro. He was throwing to him the whole time. So, like I said, I like where we are. But like I said, at the end of the day, nobody want to hear the fact that this is a young team. And like I said, I get it.
Nobody. At all. Nobody. Everybody, like I said, everybody act like we supposed to be a Super Bowl contender team. Just quit the bullshit. Just stop.
We're not, bro. We're not there.
We got a long way to go.
I completely respect that.
We're gonna,
let me say this. Let me say this because I got to get off here.
No, we about to close it. Let me get you. But everybody, we're about to close it. We've been on here about an hour and a half. Kind of get everybody nobody talking to the game. So OG.
Like,
all right, your last takes.
Wait a minute.
I can't never get my goddamn word. You just like goddamn cut me off.
Can I be the damn host? Can I be the damn host?
I didn't say
I'm trying to get you out of here.
Okay. My shit had frozen up. My bad, Mike.
We always leave. Come on, OG. Get your last remark. I just wanted to set it up for you. Good gracious.
God bless everybody, man. God bless everybody. Only thing I be trying to tell folks is I know what type of roster we got. But see, listen, I go into when I'm watching my team play, I damn near be in uniform. So I don't be want to hear, man, we got a young team. I want to hear that shit right now, bro. We talk about that shit tomorrow. I don't be want to hear that shit right there.
Yeah.
I know listen, I see what our roster is. But bro, I don't be want to hear that shit. Because I'll be ready to go fill an A-gap myself. If I wasn't 53 years old, I'll be ready to fill that goddamn A-gap myself. That's all I'm saying. Like soon hey, motherfucker bitched about Mariota all year, and when soon as Ritter took over, well, I expect him to make mistakes because he's a rookie. Now, man, you get my entire ass.
I got you.
But
he did do that.
But nevertheless, even with my negative ass, I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't do moral victories, but I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel good about Ritter after seeing him on the field today. We don't need to do no quarterback carousel. 3 more games left in the regular season. We need to win all 3 of these bastards. But Tyler Allgeier kept me from committing suicide. I ain't got to be suicidal.
Hey, he came through today, but he did his thing today.
I agree with the brother, Drake London. Hey, ain't but 2 ways he can go. He could totally go into a shell and be suicidal, or this could turn him into a beaver. That's twice as good now. He got the ball took from against the Chargers now. Now that's twice. I don't need nothing else. I swear to God, I beat them dog skin. I'm kind of I'm kind of racist against the light skinned folks. Excuse me. But
we know.
Don't do that, Phil.
We know.
I'm out here, man. Look here, man. OG True First, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Heavy hitters. Hey, always good to come on with y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all catch your boy, man. Hey, I'm gonna be starting my new show as soon as Mike and Maggie sign off. It's gonna be called Truth Be Told. Make sure y'all check me out, baby. OG True First. I always seek and speak the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Man, Mike, you can take us on home, baby.
All right. Let's get Alex in real quick. He ain't said you want to get his piece. Speak his piece real quick.
Speak your piece, my brother.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. All right, I'll just get into it.
Yeah, Mike, I gotta do promo too, man.
So I just wanted to kind of ask some questions as my final point because I'm just kind of trying to get at something here. So when you look at our roster, at least at wide receiver, outside of Drake London, is there any guys that you think can like beat press or like names that you know, like if they went into free agency, they'd be like, oh, he's gonna get picked up by a team because he's a starting wide receiver. You know, anyone outside of Drake London?
Hell no.
Okay, that's precisely my point.
Nah. Yeah.
So I think Arthur Smith knew this in the Steelers game, which is why primarily when you saw Drake London getting catches, the defender was off maybe like 8 or 9 yards, like 8 or 9 yards. That way he wasn't pressed up on Drake. He didn't have to fight through a whole bunch. And the reason why the cornerback was off was because CP was directly close next to Drake London. It's called a stack formation. Stack formations force cornerbacks to play off coverage instead of closer to the wide receiver. You can do a lot of ways to beat press man coverage if you don't have receivers to beat man coverage. In the Steelers game, we did that a lot, and that's why Drake London had his career year, or career game. In this game, we virtually did none of that. Like we relied on CP to win on fades, which doesn't make any sense. We relied on OZ trying to fight through traffic, Drake London having to fight through traffic, even though Drake London's a good team, but the Saints pride themselves on pressing the ever-living day crap out of people. Like that's what they loved. And we didn't do any we used OZ on motions, but we didn't target him for some reason. We didn't use a lot of stack formations, and we ran the ball out of those stack formations, and we did it pretty well, but we didn't pass out of them. And that to me annoyed the actual crap out of me because it's like, are you expecting Damiere Byrd to win on a slant route versus Paulson Adebo or versus like a good long lengthy corner? Like that doesn't make any sense. You have to work with what you have. And
I think what will help us is whether it's via the draft or free agency, is we get somebody who can take the top off the defense.
Exactly.
Somebody else.
You gotta have that. You gotta have
that guy.
Exactly.
Yep. Get somebody who can take the top off defense, all that shit open up. It hurts not having Pitts because actually Pitts can take the top off defense. Being a tight end.
I was just saying that because you could tell we kind of miss Kyle Pitts.
Indeed.
Yeah. We really missing him.
Yeah.
You gotta have that guy.
It's crazy because Desmond. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right, OG. Appreciate you. I'll be talking to you later.
He's OG. Yeah, but it's crazy because Desmond Ridder is a good deep ball thrower. Like I've seen it. There was a throw versus the Jags in the preseason game where he threw it to Darby. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it. Yeah. But if you look closely at it, there was it was virtually no window. Like he threw a bullet pass and led him with perfect accuracy. Like his one knock in the draft process was that he had terrible ball placement, that he was inaccurate. And I know that there are people that may point to overthrows and things of that nature, which I'll just say out front, Desmond Ridder was expecting those wide receivers to stack and win over the top. That's why it looks like an overthrow when it wasn't. So, virtually outside of that, Desmond Ridder, honestly, I don't think threw an inaccurate pass this entire day. That's how, like, his accuracy was special. There was, like, times when I was looking at the game and I was like, oh, my gosh, that man – that's like a Tua pass right there. Like it's so like it has enough zip. It's perfectly on the money. Jordan Palmer did a great job with him working in the offseason.
I don't even lie. It was a couple passes that were kind of questioning me when I seen it from where I was sitting at. It was a couple passes that he missed. Like he was way off.
Yeah, the deep ball. The deep
balls. Yeah, the deep balls.
Really was.
And most of those, I think, were just like, because mainly we don't have a guy that can take the top off the defense. So he was hoping, maybe CP can beat him over the top, or maybe OZ could beat him over the top, and they didn't. So that's what kind of made it look like that. But more often than not, he was on the money, and it looked beautiful. I think what we have to do going forward is, honestly, I think we need a wide receiver. Maybe not early in the draft, or not.
Hell no.
Exactly.
Not early in the draft. You got more holes on the defense that you have to fill.
And trust me,
compared to like a wide receiver or something. You need more. You got more holes on the defense. Anything. You got to go defense.
Yep, I could talk all day about defense and how I'm not.
Oh God, don't get me.
Yeah, I think that we do need someone that can not only get off the line, because we need that. We need a guy that can get off the line, but a guy who can also take the top off the defense. Just guys like those at wide receiver alleviate pressure off of, say, a OZ or a Demir Bird, and you're not asking him to do a whole bunch of much. And it also alleviates pressure off of Desmond Ridder, so that way he's not having to throw a perfect pass every single time, or it looks like it overthrows when actually the receiver just didn't do what he was supposed to do on that play. That's all I have to say.
All right, we're gonna get Night Rider to kind of take us out real quick for a quick promo. Night Rider, you got something?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this portion of the show is brought to you by Manscaped, the premier product for male grooming. Y'all know it's holiday season. Y'all know some of your wives gonna care about you. Y'all need to go and get that Manscaped because you do not want to have too much coal up under your Christmas tree, if you know what I mean. So y'all make sure y'all check the people out at manscaped.com, man. You put in the code AFN, promo code AFN, you get 20% off your order and you get free shipping. Y'all know y'all love free shit, man. So y'all make sure y'all go check the people out at Manscaped. I know my damn voice is a little bit kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's been a long day, bro.
It's been a whole day for me. But y'all make sure you check them people out, man. Hey, you trim it down, she won't frown. You keep it clean, she won't be mean. Manscaped. Hey, yo, Mike, let it whip, Julie Flip.
Hey, man, that's all we got to say about that. I appreciate everybody for joining us, but I'm about to go enjoy this game, get something to eat, man. And we will be hitting you guys. I don't know. Coach may have something later on tonight. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, check us out Monday, Cooler Talks. That's all I got to say about that, man. We out of here.
And there it is.